Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are diving into the world of GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions is a powerful continuous integration and continuous delivery platform that helps you automate your software development workflows. In this presentation, we'll cover the basics from understanding what GitHub Actions is to creating your very first workflow. So, what exactly is GitHub Actions? Well, GitHub Actions is a built-in continuous integration and continuous delivery platform directly integrated into GitHub repositories. It allows you to automate your software workflows, meaning you can automatically build, test, and deploy your code right within the GitHub infrastructure. GitHub Actions supports a variety of environments, including Linux, Mac OS, and Windows, making it versatile for different types of projects. Some common use cases include automated testing and building of your applications, continuous deployment and delivery so your code is always up to date, code quality checks, and even scheduled tasks and maintenance. Let's understand the structure of a GitHub Actions workflow. The workflow is triggered by an event, which then tells the runner to execute the workflow. The runner executes the job, which is a set of steps. Each step is an individual task and makes use of actions, which is a reusable unit. On the right, you can see a basic structure of a GitHub Actions workflow file, typically named main.yml, and located in the .github/workflows directory. First, we define the name of our workflow, in this case, CI workflow. Then we define the event or events that will trigger the workflow, like a push or a pull request. Now let's go through the steps to create your first workflow. First, in your repository, create a directory named .github/workflows/. In this directory, you will add a YAML file that defines your workflow. Here's an example of a simple workflow file named hello-world.yml. The workflow is named Hello World Workflow and is triggered on a push event. The workflow contains a job named Hello, which runs on the latest version of Ubuntu. The job contains one step named Say Hello, which simply prints the message Hello, GitHub Actions, to the console. Let's explore some common event triggers that can start your workflows. The push event triggers the workflow when code is pushed to the repository. The pull request event triggers when a pull request is opened or updated. The schedule event allows you to run workflows at specific times using cron syntax. The workflow dispatch event enables manual triggering of the workflow, and the repository dispatch event is used to trigger workflows from external webhooks. Here's an example of a workflow file with multiple trigger examples. For push events, we can specify the branches that will trigger the workflow, such as main or develop, and also specify paths to ignore. For pull requests, we can specify the types of events that will trigger the workflow, such as opened or synchronized. For schedule events, we can define a cron expression to run the workflow daily at midnight. In GitHub Actions, a workflow contains jobs that run in parallel by default. Each job contains steps that run sequentially. Let's look at an example. Here is a jobs block. Within that, there is a job called build. The build job runs on the latest version of Ubuntu. The build job contains steps. First, it checks out the code, sets up Node.js, installs dependencies, and then performs the linting. Let's explore the different types of actions you can use in your workflows. Official actions are maintained by GitHub. Community actions are created by the community. Docker container actions run in Docker containers, and JavaScript actions run directly on the runner. Here's how to use actions in your workflow. First, we check out the repository using the action/checkout at v3 action. Then we set up Python using the action/setup-python at v4 action, specifying the Python version to use. Finally, we run tests using PyTest. Let's learn how to manage configuration and sensitive data in your workflows. Use environment variables for configuration and secrets for sensitive data such as API keys and passwords. Here's an example of how to use environment variables and secrets in your workflow. We define environment variables such as node environment and API URL at the job level. We define a secret called API token at the step level. Secrets are stored securely by GitHub and are not exposed in the workflow logs. Let's take a look at some advanced workflow features that can help you optimize your workflows. Matrix builds allow you to test your code across multiple configurations. Caching allows you to speed up your workflows by caching dependencies. Artifacts allow you to share data between jobs, and job dependencies allow you to control the execution order of your jobs. Here's an example of how to use matrix builds in your workflow. We define a matrix with node versions 14, 16, and 18. The workflow will run 3 times, once for each node version. Here are some resources to help you learn more about GitHub Actions and get started automating your workflows. First, the GitHub Actions official documentation and guides. Second, the GitHub Actions marketplace, where you can explore thousands of pre-built actions. Third, starter workflows, which are templates for common continuous integration and continuous delivery scenarios. Thank you. Start automating your workflows with GitHub Actions. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.